Right, I think we are now live, which is awesome. Thank you for joining in on today's live stream. Um, Before we get started, obviously, I'll do my usual plug-in of my social medias. You'll see in the bar below me now, you can see all my social medias, Facebook, YouTube, and obviously Twitter, all with the name BitGlen. If you search BitGlen on any of those, hopefully, fingers crossed, you should find me. The links to each of my social medias are in the description down below. Also, please smash up that like button and click subscribe if you're new to this channel. And if you're a regular, hopefully you know the deal anyway to smash that like button for me. And yeah, if you want to sign up to Prime XBT, we've got an offer going on with them. If you sign up to them and use the promo code BitGlen, you'll receive a sign up bonus. So whatever money you deposit to it, you'll receive a bonus on top of that as well. So that's my social medias plugged. I'm gonna wait until we get a couple of people in it, and plus, really, it probably would help if I promote this in some way. How do I get the link from? Let's have a little look on my phone. But I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Hope none of you are losing money in trades. Bitcoin's done all right in the last week or so. It's probably one of the best performing coins out there. So hopefully a few of you have done all right out there. So we're gonna share it. I'll just share live videos. You've got to come out of the live chat. I'm going to give myself a like because I'm really sad. I'm going to put it in my Telegram group. And I'm also going to share it on. Oh, I'm going to share it on. Share Twitter. Tweetity tweet. Don't forget, if you're watching this, jump into the group chat. Obviously, I'd love to hear from you guys. You guys know I like bouncing off of you guys and having a bit of banter. So that's Twitter posted. Now, no, last one will be Facebook. Oh, share Facebook. Facebook Messenger. That's stupid. Why can't I? Facebook Messenger. It will let me put it on Facebook Messenger, but not Facebook. Great. Okay, so that's me plugging my social medias. Flo, yeah, says legend. High five, mate. Glad you could join us. Hope you're doing well. What are we going to look at today? We are going to look at the fact that Bitcoin has pretty much outperformed most of the other altcoins out there, although it's quite small steps. I know a lot of people are just waiting for Bitcoin to go straight to 1 million, but these are all really important steps if you look at it overall and what's actually happening. So we'll get into that in a second. Let me just have this drink. I think I explained to you guys the reason I didn't do a video on Sunday. I've got really sore throat, so I wouldn't have been able to talk properly. I literally could barely finish a sentence, so I thought I'd delay it until Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday's probably not the best time to go live for a live video, but hey ho, here we are. That's the way BitGlen rolls. We're going to be looking at the Bitcoin charts and what's going on with Bitcoin right now. And I actually went live a little bit too late because if I'd gone live maybe an hour before, literally what I was going to talk about happened. But I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. But it's a really good sign if you hold Bitcoin, so just wait for me on that. You may think I'm being really rude drinking this while on a live stream, but this actually soothes my throat, so it allows me to talk more and, without hurting my throat. Right. Right. So we have got Bitcoin at the moment. Obviously, the last time we done a video together, live stream, um, we were looking at Bitcoin being in this triangle, and we didn't know whether it was going to break up or down. And a lot of YouTubers out there were saying, "Oh, it's going to break towards the upside. It's going to go to $50,000." But I don't know. I didn't think it was going to happen just like that. Flo says excuses, excuses. Yeah, really, I just wanted to drink the milkshake. That's all it was. Um, yeah, I didn't quite think it was going to happen the way that a lot of other YouTubers were saying. In the end, we broke downwards. So you can see here, we had a. This is on a 4 hourly chart. We broke straight down, came out of the triangle, sort of went sideways for a bit. And then we had this big pump. This is what I'm talking about over the last few days. I put a tweet out about a week ago. If you follow me on Twitter, you may have seen my post that said, now's the time to put in a long trade in Bitcoin. Now, I didn't do that personally myself because the Bitcoin I have, I don't really want to risk it unless it's from a position of strength. So if I know Bitcoin's gonna start to pump, then I'll join in with a long trade. I don't really want to. Bitcoin could have easily just have gone down to, I don't know, 30,000 K again, and it still can now. But hopefully that's not right. The Russian bear says throat, not throat. Sorry, that's my Essex English accent coming out there. Um, Now we've pumped up, so we had a really good weekend. Really, this all happened within about 24 hours, and if you put in your long trade, especially if you was on a leverage trade, that you would have made a killing there. A killing. Oh, it went from about $35,000 to 40. So it went up like $5,000, which is a huge move. Bearing in mind Bitcoin's currently at sort of like the 30K level. That's more than a 10% move in a day, which is huge, huge, huge news. And this is what I'm talking about with Bitcoin. I was talking to someone the other day, and he was saying, it's all about uh, altcoins. He was talking about altcoins on Binance, and I said, look, you're gambling. Bitcoin's the sea that rises all boats. So uh, all these altcoins rely on Bitcoin going up or down. So I said to him, why not just bet on the ocean itself, sort of thing? Like Bitcoin's going to be the one that propels all the others. So anyway, he should have took my advice because I told him to do a long trade around here, and I actually said leave it open till Christmas. Obviously, don't you go and do that unless you really believe that that's what's going to be work out best for you. But that was me talking to him privately as a friend, and I was spot on. It hit exactly, guys, where I predicted. um, could it be China mining news and countries starting to push for Bitcoin? I don't know, because the biggest news that's come out of Bitcoin in the last, I mean, to me, it was the biggest news that came out in the last couple of years. So that's huge, right? And that was El Salvador accepting Bitcoin as legal tender. So that means that by law, you should be able to accept Bitcoin anywhere, because it'll be a legal tender. So to me, I think that is huge news. Now, I during a bull market, that would have pumped the coin like absolute crazy, but we haven't seen that yet with Bitcoin this week. Like I say, we have had this pump. So don't get me wrong. I'm not being greedy and saying we've had no pump, because we've had some pump, but it happened before all of this happened. So that was the biggest news I reckon that's come out of Bitcoin in the last several years. So we've had this huge run up. What does that mean? Now we started consolidating and going sideways again, and we touched down into this triangle, and now we've just had a huge wick up, and it went all the way up to 41,500. So we've almost gained about $10,000 in the space of a few days, which is awesome. And that's why when I say figures like I can see Bitcoin going to 100, 150K by said time, it sounds crazy. But when you look back and say, well, actually, it pumped 10 grand or $10,000 in the space of 2 days, it's quite easy to imagine that Bitcoin would pump to 100K within 5-10 days. It's been done before, and I'm sure it'll happen again. We're starting to come back down now to the 40,500, which is where we were before this big pump. But it shows that Bitcoin is trying to go higher. It seems like the overall consensus on the market is Bitcoin has bottomed out, if you like, and it's starting to pump up, which is awesome news. Now, if you're someone who's looking at doing any sort of Bitcoin trading, I've done really well over the last year or so with Prime XBT. If you go down to the description down below, there is a link. If you click that link, follow them through and use the promo code. So once you've signed up, go to your account and go promo code BITGLEN, BITGLEN. And I've put it below me actually, where you're watching my face. Use the code BITGLEN and you'll get a sign up bonus when joining up. So you might as well take advantage of that if you were going to do a leverage trade anyway. And I feel that these sort of levels now, we have seen Bitcoin really struggle and drop loads like 50-60%. But these are the levels where it stayed at. So to me, that sort of like, that reiterates the resistance that's at that level. So we know that if Bitcoin was to, say, have a really bad 2 days and it has a huge dump, typically it's going to go down to about 30K. We can almost be sure of that or have a good guess that that's going to happen. Obviously, it could continue, but then you would be looking at putting in a trade, a long trade, a leverage trade for potentially the rest of this year. Now, that moment might have come and gone. This, what we're looking at now at 40K, that may be the cheapest Bitcoin is now for the rest of this year from today onwards. So I don't know, it's a bit of a tough one at the minute. Now, soon as we get real confirmation that Bitcoin is actually quite aggressively on the way up, that's when I'm going to be putting in my long trade. Not just for, and I know you may say, well, Glenn, it's too late at that point. Bitcoin's just pumped and then you're going to put money into it. But my plan is like for the rest of this year. So I don't really care if Bitcoin is 40K, 41, 35, 37, 32, even in the low 28, 29,000s. To me, this is all for the next couple of weeks. And then we're going to see the rest of the year. There'll be ups and downs, but I think the rest of the year we're going to see huge moves from Bitcoin just from random days. There'll be a day where Bitcoin goes up $10,000-$20,000 in one day, but then there'll be days where Bitcoin drops a bit. But that's what I think is more likely to happen for the rest of this year. If you agree with me, smash that like button down below, and if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget, you can always comment in the comment section if you want to get in touch with me or you want to make a comment. Or you can follow me on my social medias. You can see below me again, I've got Facebook, YouTube and Twitter, all with the name BitGlen. And if you do look to make a leverage trading, I personally really like Prime XBT. Some of you may like other exchanges, but I find these guys really easily laid out, simple to use, very clear. Plus, obviously, it has a sign-up bonus if you use the name or the word BitGlen. So it's all good. It's all to play for if you sign up to Prime XBT. That's my opinion. So that's really the big news. The other big news that's come out in the world of Bitcoin is that there's been the new update which has been implemented or agreed on by the Bitcoin community. I can't remember the full name of it. I knew it earlier as well. The upgrade has gone ahead. They've all voted for it, and it means that transactions, although you will still be able to track them, it becomes a little bit harder. So it's a little bit more anonymous, but it's not. It's sort of like it's just made it a little bit harder. That's all for someone to track where Bitcoins come and go into. You've also got features like the Lightning Network should be able to be implemented. So hopefully, once they get that off the ground, we're going to see really fast transactions for very, very cheap. So that's a huge news story. And to get software upgrades or development on Bitcoin, everyone that's involved in Bitcoin have to vote on it and say yes or no. So, just getting like 10 people to agree what they want from McDonald's is hard enough as it is. Imagine trying to get, tens of thousands of people dotted around all over the world, all with different incentives, all with different risk assessments and what they're willing to take or sell or buy. So, all different ideas, all trying to agree on the same thing on the same day at the same time. That's pretty difficult, but it's gone ahead. They've all voted and it's been done and dusted that it's going to go ahead. So, are we going to see Bitcoin with, like, I don't know, like some sort of feature that can be manipulated? I don't know. That's for hackers to find out. But with every upgrade and every hack that happens on Bitcoin where there's no issues, that just means Bitcoin's every day becoming a little bit stronger. And I welcome hackers to have a go, because if you can lose all your wealth in it, I want to know before I put everything into it. So I want them to do whatever it is that they want to do with no issues and everything works, and that means Bitcoin should be more anonymous, cheaper and faster for all of us, which is awesome. So we're seeing Bitcoin retrace back down now, back into the 40,000 mark. So this may be a fake out here. Interesting, but it still shows to me that Bitcoin's got a long way to go. I think we're going to find out one way or the other within the next, this says up until 4 p.m. tomorrow. So we haven't got long to wait to find out the outcome of this pattern going into it. Now, if we draw a line, this is what a lot of where's my, there it is. If we draw a line going from where point the top to the bottom, if I can move that out of the way, this is appearing to be a bit more difficult than I thought. Right, now we've got that line. If we put that at the tip here, we'll see that, let's zoom out a bit. We can see here that really we should start seeing a pump of around about $2,000. So we're going to hopefully see Bitcoin at 42,000. Now, once Bitcoin starts to run up and get towards the 50k mark, that is when I'm probably going to put in my long trade, because I know it can go down obviously quite a bit from there, but I'm thinking rest of the year. So literally putting in the long trade and just forgetting about it. Now, if Bitcoin does go up to 100k, then obviously I'm going to be absolutely over the moon and I would have made a lot of money. And I hope you guys are going to join me on that journey as well. Obviously, I'll document it as I go along. Obviously, if it goes down far enough, then a lot of people get liquidated. But I'm not looking at doing heavy leverage trading. So you can do with, say, Prime XBT as an example, and I know some of the others do it as well. You can actually do 100 times what you've got. So, yeah, if you've got 10% of a Bitcoin, you could in theory play about with as if you've got 10 whole Bitcoin. And you can use that to make a trade. And that's what a lot of people do. And obviously, once you're doing 100 times or whatever it is, 25 times leverage trade, the profits are multiplied. Obviously, there's always a risk that you're going to go to zero, but rewards are good. That's why I'm going to wait until I know we're in a pump cycle or mentality. At the minute, it could go either way, so it really would just be gambling at the moment. Although this triangle does sort of imply going into it, obviously there was a huge pump into it. It looks like that it's going to continue upwards. That's my prediction. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Where do you think it's going to go? I think we're going to see 42k and maybe it'll bounce around that sort of region like we have done with 30 and 34 for a little while. But then after that, I think we're going to see 50k, then 60, 70, 80, then we're going to go straight into 100k. And then obviously from there, it will start going up in multiples that I can afford. So I think it'll start going up in, you know, like I see Bitcoin now, like whilst we've been doing this video, I've seen it drop, $1,000, $1,400. Now you got to think when I started, Bitcoin was only about $5,000. So if it had just dropped 1,500, that's huge in terms of percentage. Whereas now, obviously, because percent wise, that only works out, I don't know, 5% or whatever of this, what Bitcoin is at the moment, what one whole Bitcoin would cost. So when we get into the 100k mark, I think the percentage is going to be the same. I think a 10% swing in Bitcoin over the course of a weekend means that Bitcoin's going to go up $10,000. So that's huge. But we'll see. Obviously, none of us know, you know, the truth of what's going to happen and when. But that's my belief. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Please comment down below. So I'm calling, and I'm going to be upfront and honest now. I'm calling for Bitcoin to be $42,000 within the next, I would say, I'd say less than 24 hours. Within the next 12 hours, I think we're going to have Bitcoin at 42k. And then from there, I think we're going to, like we have done the last couple of weeks, sort of like consolidate there for a little while. And then I think it's just going to go straight from 42 to 50 within a very short period of time. That's my opinion. And then once we're in the 50s, that will clarify actually we're not in a bull market. We are actually in, no, sorry, we are in a bull market. We're not in a bear market like a lot of people are suggesting at the moment. Sorry, let me clear my throat. A lot of people are saying, obviously, Bitcoin goes in these cycles of bear market, bull market, and people are saying, right, Bitcoin's just got up to $60,000. That's it. That's our bull market done and dusted. And now we're in a 4-year bear market. I don't think that's true. I think there's more room to go up, but then that's what a lot of people think. When things go up, they think it's never going to end. But I honestly believe that we're going to see 100k this year in Bitcoin. What do you guys think? Not many of you are commenting in the chat. Let's just make sure my live stream's okay. So yeah, I can see Bitcoin going to $100,000 this year at some point. It may get to it and then drop off like a cliff, but I think it'll touch there at least. And it seems like there's loads of positive stories within the Bitcoin community going on at the moment, whereas 2 weeks ago it was just all negative. Every news story about Bitcoin was negative. Bitcoin price was going down, so I can see why that then compounds and makes me think, yeah, I better sell my Bitcoin as well. But I think that a lot of the whales out there are waiting. They've probably already done it. I think this bottom here, that's when they did it. They waited for that dip, then they've bought into it, and Bitcoin then went up from there. That's my personal opinion. It may sound like conspiracist, but it's happened in the past, and we know that. So the only thing is that I don't like about it is that the price of Bitcoin could just so easily go up or down depending on a tweet of a CEO. I'm not too keen on that, but there you go. People buy the news, or was it buy the news? No, buy the rumor, sell the news, or something like that. So you know, there's always give or take. People don't actually care about this as an asset or the growth of it. They don't care about any of it. All they care about is putting money in, hopefully get money out. So we need to start thinking a bit more like them so that we can gain money and take money out. Otherwise, we're just giving all our money to those people. And if you don't like the thought of that, then stop selling when it's low and then buying back in when it's high. Do the opposite, like they would. So really, that's it from me, guys. Unless there's any questions that pop up in the chat, I wanted this to be a quick video because someone said that they didn't like watching back on my live streams because they were so long. Obviously, last week we were live for about 2 hours. Plus, it makes it hard to actually upload that video to YouTube. So I just thought I'd show you that what I thought was going on. And like I say, it actually started to happen literally while I was drawing these lines. And while I was going live, I saw the price of Bitcoin pump outside of this triangle, and I thought, that's it. But it's starting to come back down now. So we'll see what happens to Bitcoin in the next few days. We have got a message from Filler, which is just a fax machine. Yeah, fax machine. I don't know what that means. Sorry. Something that has come up is that if you guys like that video we done where I gave away 10 lots of codes for $50 of Bitcoin, if you like that and you'd like me to do that again, because some of you messaged saying, oh, I'm really disappointed I didn't manage to get hold of any, you didn't tell us it enough in advance. So what I thought I'd do is I'd actually fax. I thought I'd actually give people more of a heads up this time and actually start advertising it now. So I'm sort of in talks with Prime XBT about doing another $500 worth of giveaway of Bitcoin in $50 increments. If that's something you would like to see happen again, then please, name is pronounced failure. Oh, right. Yeah, it is, yeah. Sorry. So if you'd like to see that, then make sure you smash the like button up and obviously subscribe if you're new, and also sign up to Prime XBT with the link that's in the description down below. Obviously, the more people that sign up to Prime XBT, the happier they are going to be with me and giving me offers and promo codes that usually I think a lot of YouTubers keep themselves, because if they're offering it to me, God knows what they're offering to some of these bigger YouTube channels. But it's something that they don't really talk about, whereas I'm always quite honest and open and transparent with everyone. So if you want me to do another $500 Bitcoin giveaway, smash the like button up, sign up to Prime XBT using the link, and plus you've got a code there that you can use, BitGlen, to get a signing up bonus. But that's it from me, guys. Thanks for joining in. I really do appreciate it. I hope everyone, if you're watching this video back another time, I hope you've enjoyed this content. If you want to see more technical analysis from me, make sure to leave a like, and also follow me over on Twitter, and just maybe drop me a message and say, Glenn, I really liked your videos about the price of Bitcoin. Obviously, if you guys like this content, I can do it more on a regular basis because it's quite easy to just look at Bitcoin and talk about the price going up and down. So that's it from me, guys. I'll see you on the next video from myself. Bye.